There have unfortunately been many brutal serial killers over the last 100 years, but here are a few of the most notorious. Ted Bundy. Active in the 1970s, Bundy is believed to have murdered at least 30 young women and girls. He was known for his good looks and charm, which he used to lure his victims. Jeffrey Dahmer. Also active in the 1970s and 80s, Dahmer murdered and dismembered 17 men and boys. He was known for cannibalizing some of his victims and preserving their body parts as trophies. John Wayne Gacy. Gacy, known as the Killer Clown, murdered at least 33 young men and boys between 1972 and 1978. He often lured his victims to his home under the guise of offering them construction work, then sexually assaulted and murdered them. Andrei Chikatilo. Known as the Butcher of Rostov, Chikatilo murdered at least 52 people, mostly young women and children, between 1978 and 1990 in the Soviet Union. He was known for his extreme brutality, including cannibalism and mutilation of his victims' bodies. Harold Shipman. A British doctor, Shipman is believed to have murdered at least 215 of his patients between 1975 and 1998. He used lethal doses of morphine to kill his victims and was finally caught when a colleague noticed a pattern of his patients dying under suspicious circumstances. Aileen Wuornos. Wuornos was a female American serial killer who murdered at least 7 men between 1989 and 1990. She was a prostitute who claimed that she killed her victims in self-defense, but was ultimately convicted and sentenced to death. Gary Ridgway. Also known as the Green River Killer, Ridgway was active in the 1980s and 90s in the Seattle, Washington area, where he murdered at least 49 women. He often targeted sex workers and other vulnerable women and dumped their bodies in or near the Green River. He was finally caught in 2001 and later pleaded guilty to the murders.